Hi friends, it's Kim with Sweet Daisy Creations. Hello everybody, it's so nice to hear and see from you. I know, I wish you were just on the other side of this camera when I do these videos. Anyways, I'm here to share my fall home tour with you, and I know it's a little late, but of course we're still tinkering around with selling our house, but I think we're going to take a little break through the holidays and then get right back to it in January. Anyways, here on the end cabinet of going into my kitchen, I have this one wreath. I have actually two of these. I love the colors in this. Of course, we talked about that in my last haul video. These leaves are so pretty. I just love them. And of course, the little anythings. But any of those, I have two of these. You'll see another one when we walk in here. But here's my kitchen. It's been a while since we've been in my kitchen. Yeah, and there's the family room over there, and of course, all my cabinets over here in the oven and the microwave. Let's start here on my island. Here I did these flowers that they have little leaves in them and stuff. And they have, you know, just some hydrangeas and so forth, and I love those. And I thought they went well with this. This is like a cookie canister that I don't really remember where I bought that, but in this, I don't know where I got that either, but it opens up. I don't have anything in it. And then I have these little towels on here that have these cute little pumpkins and gourds and things. And it's just, I think that this is cute, simple, easy to take off here when we are having parties or anything like that, because I don't have to, you know, move a bunch of things. So it's great sitting right there. Then over here on this side, and I probably should have turned on my, let's see, which one's the light? No, I don't think that's right. There, give me a little light. Here on my noodle board, these are those flowers I found at Hobby Lobby. They look beautiful in this vase I have sitting here. It's kind of a big vase. That's from Sullivan's on Amazon. It's really heavy. But anyways, these look beautiful in there. And then I have one of these little pumpkins sitting here. This is from Hobby Lobby, those ones that everybody was saying how real they look. And then up above, here I have that same wreath that you just saw coming in. And I have that little Pumpkin Kisses and Harvest Wishes sign that I've had for a while. And then I put these pumpkins up here, these are cute little ones. These were from Martha Stewart. I picked these up at TJ Maxx last year. I have some bigger ones too, but I put those on each end and I thought it looked kind of cute like that. So that's how I did that. And then over here, I should have lit my little lamp. I got this lamp a while back at Target. I like it. Where's the little thing where I turn it on? Of course, gotta change hands. There, that's better. But I have this little pumpkin sitting here. And then I have a little bit right here, but we'll go there in a second. We'll come around here on the peninsula of my kitchen. And down here I have some flowers and this towel that has pumpkins all over it. This is really kind of cute. The colors match really well. And then up here, these were those pears that I bought, and don't they look very cute in this basket? And I put in one of these pumpkins in there along with that and some leaves. I have some Halloween candy here. And the candle I'm burning today is vanilla pumpkin. And I've been trying to burn through my candles a little bit so that I don't have to, well, you know, candles are heavy and they're mostly glass. So I've been trying to burn through them so I don't have so many to pack up to take with us when we do move. And then over here, I just put, I've got this little apple, little thing, I don't know, whatever you want to use it for. And I put a couple of pumpkins, so I put pumpkin on that side so you see it, and then this little thing, and one on this side. And then up here, I have this wreath. You'll notice that right here, I normally had my 3-tier, I had 1, 2, 3 plates that would hang here, but I took those out. That's all in storage. But I've got this wreath here. And then we're into the family room. And over here, where you used to put a TV ages ago, this is how I have this area decorated. I put this beautiful wreath here, the one with all these pretty color leaves. I just love that color. It works really well with the other color I have down here, my Hello Fall, and you can see the brown in there kind of goes with that brown. And over here, this pumpkin is one of my favorites. I say this every single year. I absolutely love the color of this. It's glass. It's such a pretty pumpkin, but it works here. All the colors kind of coordinate together, and it looks pretty when that's lit up at night, but I don't have it on now. And then here on my fireplace, let me pull back a little bit. I've got some leaves. These do light up. These are probably from Hobby Lobby. I used to have something different up here, but I was trying to keep it simple only because if we got notice of a house that we fell in love with or something like that, and that I needed to take things down very fast, I didn't want to have a big cumbersome type of garland on here that went, down the sides and so forth, because that would have been difficult to get it out of, get it packed up quickly. But now I think we're going to be just holding still until January or something like that. But anyways, it looks really cute. So I've got a little bit of a, garland here, or a little candle ring around this candle, and just one of these type of pumpkins. And then I added these other pumpkins that they're both the same. I got these, I don't know if, are they from Hobby Lobby? Let's see. No, they're from the at-home store. They were $6.99 last year, I guess, when I bought them. But look how nice they look up here with the leaves and everything. And then, of course, these are those flowers I just got to put in there, the little brown ones. So I think it all looks very cute. It's a real simple look. I didn't go, like I said, I don't want to have to take everything down real quick. So I didn't even do anything to my shelves. Let me explain something about that too. One of the things she being our realtor told us was to get some of my things down off these shelves. So she asked me to take at least one thing out of every shelf. And it sure simplified it, because of course I had more things in there, but she simplified it. And so that's how it looks now. And so I didn't put any fall up there. And on the other side, same thing. She asked me to get to, where I didn't have so many things in it. Here's my olive tree. She didn't tell me to get rid of that though. And then of course my chair that sits here. I put on a nice little fall blanket and this grateful pillow. And then over here, I've had this for a while, this little thing. I think I got that from Walmart, if I'm not mistaken, with the white, and I think does it say something on it? No, it doesn't. I thought it did, but it doesn't say anything on it. And I stuck a little pumpkin down there, and then I've got another sign down here. And then over here at the couch area, on this end, I have this bottle, one of those amber bottles with these. They're kind of a similar color to what's in the ones that are over on the island. They're very similar. And then I just put this little pumpkin there because it kind of matches. Look how they match, this little pumpkin candle. And then I have here, you can see close up the candle ring I have on these candles. I have one for every candle I have in here. And then over on my coffee table, I found this vase at Walmart. Isn't it? Oh, I love this vase. Look, it's brown. It's got flowers on it. And then I bought some of these flowers, and they were in my video. And I made this little arrangement for the table. I didn't want anything real big or anything. And then, of course, another one of those. And then I just stuck some pumpkins in here, and I have that leaf. And so I left it like that, and I have another pumpkin there. And then over here, I have this pumpkin here that I keep candy in. So I just filled it up with some candy because the kids would always ask me that. And then, of course, I got one of these from a while back. And there's that one thing I've just recently bought. And then over here at the table, I set it up with my dishes that I usually use in the other room. And I just recently bought these. I didn't show them in a video, but I got these pretty napkins at Hobby Lobby, one of the last times I was there, because I wanted some fall napkins, but I didn't want anything with leaves on them or anything, so these are kind of plaid. And then I'm just using these flowers because it's all kind of, you know, got a little neutral moment going on there. And then here's I still have all these things, and there's my hutch. Now I did have to take a lot of stuff out of my hutch too. She asked me to do that. So I've got a little garland up here that lights up. And then on the top, you can see I've got this pretty, I love this pumpkin. And it kind of, the colors work with this towel. And of course, there's one of my pride and joys, that Cremp Farm marshmallow tin that's old. And then down here, I've got this little pumpkin that says, "Happy Fall, y'all." It's like a, you know, like you put coffee in it, or so you can use it for coffee, I guess. And then here's one of those other Martha Stewart pumpkins. These are nice. They're made, I think they're made of resin or something, but they're very nice. The color's nice and bright. And of course I have pumpkins on this towel. And then here's one of those smaller, these are both from Martha Stewart. And then I put some of those cute little, those are from Dollar Tree a while back, you know, several years ago I got those. And then I added a little bit color here, put a pumpkin there and some more, and just to add a little pop of color in there. So that's what I did. You know, it's kind of simple, but it's just enough where it looks like fall. So let's take a look in my other room. Let's walk through here. I did hang this basket with these sunflowers in it. I like that. And the gate for Braxton. And then here on the wall, I have this pick your own pumpkins and this wreath that of course I made last year with all the leaves on it and the pumpkins. And I guess I'll start over here. On this shelf hook thing, I put some yellow sunflowers, and you know, I like sunflowers a lot. And then this little wreath, that's from Hobby Lobby. And around here, let me start over here. Another one of those Martha Stewart pumpkins in that sign. And then here, you can see, and I got a sign over there. This wreath, I redid this last year. Added a lot more flowers to it and stuff since the first time I worked on it. You know, when I made this years ago, it only came like halfway down, but I went in and added all kinds of stuff and made it much more fuller. So I did that last year. And then I just put this pumpkin, just the colors just seemed to work. You know, I tried to keep my color palette to work together. And of course I had these in here at summertime, but I decided to leave them in there just for that pop of white that we already have going on. So I left that. Let's look in the dining room. Over here on the hutch, I did this bottom part. I decorated it. This is cute. It's, you know, like a soup. You can put soup in it or something, I guess. I don't know where I got that from. And I've got this cute plate back here. It looks like a transferware plate. And then I got that Sweet Fall sign. More of these leaves I love so much, you know. On here, they're looking a lot more yellow in color. Where I'm looking at them, they look more brown. But there's just some there. I added a few pumpkins and a towel. And then I've got like a pumpkin cutting board right there. Another pumpkin here, and I put a wreath around the bottom of it. And then another little pumpkin. And then I think my dog's outside barking, so I don't know what he's barking about. Oh, but here on the table, I wanted to show you this. This, of course, I got this big vase from Hobby Lobby, but these are the flowers that were in my garden. These are like real dried flowers, and they're so brown and pretty. And then here I've got a salt and pepper shakers there in white and a pumpkin that's in white. They did not go together. My daughter thought so, but anyways, I've got those sitting here. And of course that, with that, when I have that lit, it smells so good. But don't those look pretty in there? And of course the color works really well with those other ones. So I was very happy about that. Over here's, yep, boxes and wrapping. Yep, we're gonna be moving at some point. And then here on this table that sits behind the couch, I did, you know, this stuff makes a mess, so I don't really want to touch it. These things, they put stuff all over the place. But I have down here a sign, and another one of my favorite pumpkins. I mean, I've had these pumpkins for years. Yeah, I can't, there's nothing on it, but it's just a beautiful color. But that's what I did there. And then over here, I decorated the mantle and the sideboard here and there, and put some pillows over here. So let's look at that. Guess we'll start maybe over here. Let me turn on my lamp. This is really nice at night, and I do have this candle will light. This is, if you've been here with me for a long time, you know that we picked this up when we went to Lake Tahoe on our 5th wedding anniversary. They had, you know, the trees there make really big pine cones, the redwoods. And then, of course, one of these little candles. I got another one of these. It's in red. I got these from, I believe, Target. And then pumpkin, you know, and then a sign. They kind of all go together, and I got my kind of white theme going right here. And then up here on the mantle, I did the, well, I think it was last year I did a little video when I was in Hobby Lobby and showed y'all this magnolia garland. I think it's really pretty. It kind of works in here because we have such an expanse of white. And then, of course, I have some of the cattails there. And I left it kind of simple. I also have this garland with the little pumpkins on it. I didn't decorate down here because on my little truck, I had to pack that up. I had a little green truck I used to keep right there. But that's how the mantle looks. But it looks, you know, fallish. It's just not, you know, screaming. It's fall. I did put that blanket on there. And then over here, I've got some pillows. I've got just a couple pillows sitting here on here. And then in this, I just decorated it up with some pumpkins and pine cones and some leaves with the birdhouse that I already had there. And so that is how my interior of my house is looking for fall. I know it's not overdone or anything a lot, but I like it. I was happy to put some up. I was itching to get some fall out, and I'm very happy I was able to get a little out, but I'll go all out probably for Christmas. So stay tuned for that. I will be putting out a video too of how my front porches are decorated for fall, and that'll be the next video out. But anyways, happy fall, y'all. Mwah. I love you to pieces. Have a great, great week. We're off to go camping here soon, so I'll be bringing you some footage from that, okay? Love you.